Good morning. Yeah, so good to see you. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Northern Nevada, where it is our mission to grow together in love, faith, justice, and joy. We here at UUFNN are growing in numbers and in our faith that by being and working together, we can bring about justice and build a compassionate community. It's a joy to see each of you in person and on Zoom for this time of reflection and introspection. We welcome all to be part of us, regardless of racial identity, ethnic background, age, economic circumstances, educational achievement, judicial history, immigration status, sexual orientation, or gender identity. UUFNN is about compassion and support, not judgment. I'm Bill Miller. Personal pronouns, he, him, his. It's my pleasure to serve as your worship associate this morning for our Pride service, prepared by J.J. Lee, who's unable to lead it due to an accident 2 days ago. A motorcycle pulled in front of her car. He was cited. Everyone is okay, outside a few bumps and bruises, and all the misery that goes with that. Please send prayers for a speedy recovery, and JJ is watching, so hi, JJ. There we go. If this is your first, and JJ gave me this tie. Isn't that great? If this is your first time visiting us, welcome. We're glad to have you join us. If you're online, feel free to contact the office or our website for more information. You can also click on the link in the chat box to help fill out the newcomer form and sign up for our newsletter that will keep you informed of all the activities here at UUFNN. And there are a lot of activities here at UUFNN. If you're here in person, please see one of us to help get you to someone who can give you that information. Regrettably, COVID lingers. While we have lifted all restrictions, please honor those who choose to mask and observe social distancing. It's not over. For those joining us on Zoom, please note that you can update your name on screen so we can know who you are. You will remain muted during the service, but can use the chat box for comments, especially during the prayer and meditation sessions. As a courtesy, please refrain from posting announcements while folks are presenting. Your moms would not approve. Following the service, please stay on for the virtual coffee hour, where we break into small groups to chat, face-to-face. If you're here in person, you can congregate outdoors for coffee and conversation. Again, I'm Bill Miller, your worship associate for today's service. Let's get started. This is our call to worship, Wholeness by Sharon Wiley. We speak so often of brokenness in religious life. Let us speak today of wholeness. You are welcome here, all of you. Every part of you beautiful, just the way you are. Here, you do not need to be something more or something less. No holding back. No hiding, no exerting yourself, no trying to do more or be more. You have inherent worth and dignity. Nothing to prove here. Nothing to prove to me, or the person sitting next to you, or the children, or anyone. You don't have to try and be witty or more quiet or more outgoing. You are beautiful. Every part of you, beautiful. just the way you are. You do not need to change anything about yourself to be welcome here. Your skin, your hair, your belly, your limbs, your face, all beautiful, just the way they are. You are extraordinary. Each and every one of you, different from each other, and beautiful in your own beautiful way. Breathtaking. Let us worship together. And now we'll light the chalice. Marcy Camp will join us. Today's candle is a trinity of sorts for UUFNN to celebrate Pride and for Marcy's birthday. If you're at home, please feel free to light your own, hold it up, and join in with us with this affirmation from the late Harvey Milk. Please repeat after me 7 times. Hope will never be silent. 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 Thank you. Bill?
Worship His crown.
This reading was prepared by JJ, and it's called You've Got to Be Carefully Taught. You've got to be taught to hate and fear. Got to be taught from year to year. It's got to be drummed in your dear little ear. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught to be afraid. You people whose eyes are oddly made, of people whose skin is different in shade. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught before it's too late, before you are 6 or 7 or 8, to hate all the people your relatives hate. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be carefully taught. I was cheated before and I'm cheated again by a mean little world of mean little men, and the one chance for me is the life I know best. To be on an island, to hell with the rest. I will cling to this island like a tree or a stone. I will cling to this island and be free and alone. I think JJ wanted to share the pain of being herself and yet different. I think this really says that. So, JJ, thank you for sharing. Now is the time to share our bounty. To keep the lights on and the work of this congregation going. For those of you here in person, it's the good old-fashioned basket passing. I never thought I'd be happy to see that come back, but here it is. If you're following virtually, please text 73256. That's 73256. Type UUFNN in the message box and hit send. You may also mail a check to the office at 780 Del Monte Lane, Reno, 89511. Today's Share the Plate recipient is the Wild West Access Fund of Nevada, whose goal is to create a resource for Nevadans in need of abortion care and support. WWAF is a volunteer group, and all donations go directly to helping its clients. So please be generous as you can. Now let the offering begin. Oh, yeah, shake them down too, right. Oh, yes. We know how to use shame too. Now let us join together in our gesture of hope and connection. One hand on your heart, the other reaching out in connection to the work of this fellowship, which is helping more people grow in love, faith, justice, and joy. We dedicate ourselves, and these are offerings.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that you're loving? It's a miracle. How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Now is the time in our service to share our cares and concerns. If you're online, use the Zoom chat box. If you're in the hall, you are welcome to come up to the mic here and share very briefly your concern. If there are several, please form a line to keep the shares moving. I'll start. JJ, Fast Healing, Linda Hansen, who's in life care at Holcomb Ranch, doing rehab, and loves visits, calls, and cards. Larry J. Cox, one of our UUFNN artists, just died last Thursday. And Ann Weiss was with him, so if you know Ann, please reach out and give her support. If there's any other joys or concerns to be shared, and if you're online, be sure and post them in the chat box. So once again, let us place one hand on our heart, the other outstretched in a gesture of unity and connection with everyone in this room and on Zoom, and especially all our brothers and sisters who are being judged and even persecuted for a choice they did not make, but for simply accepting themselves for who they are. Blessed be, and amen. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Chorus. Today's reflection will be led by Elvira Diaz, Executive Director of Nuestro Equipo, or We Vote. Elvira has over 25 years' experience organizing the Latino community. Born in Mexico City, she immigrated to the United States in 1986 and became a U.S. citizen in 1992. In the 90s, she also organized the Latino community in Orange County, California, my hometown county, to oppose State Proposition 187, which would have prohibited undocumented immigrants from using non-emergency health care, public education, and other services in the state of California. She later founded the local chapter of the League of United Latin American Citizens, LULAC. Elvira moved to Nevada in 2005 and continued to organize the Latino community. She hosted a Spanish TV show called, I'm going to butcher this, El Pan de Cada Dia, that aired on local public access television channels in Carson City, in Reno, and was also a radio personality on 2 local Spanish language radio stations and wrote a column for the Ojora Latino Journal. She has worked with the Progressive Leadership Alliance of Nevada, PLAN, since 2010, organizing immigration advocacy, LGBT awareness and advocacy, and started the Tu Voto Siente campaign to register Latinos to vote. In 2012, Elvira was recognized by President Obama as a champion of change for her work with the Latino community in Nevada. She is sought after campaign organizer for Latino engagement, including by Cory Booker for the US president and Tom Steyer for US president, both of their campaigns, because of her deep, long relationships in several Latinx communities across the country. Elvira is also the mother of Christian, a proud and out transgender young man. She's going to share her journey of being what she calls a trans parent. Please join me in welcoming her today, Elvira.
Thank you to all. Yes, I am a transparent. I lie, doesn't mean that transparent. I am the mother of a transgender son. And they really read all my bio. Oh my God. Okay, it's a little long. But today I'm going to tell you that I'm the most amazing parent that you can find. When I got divorced from my husband for 15 years, I had my young daughter. She was getting 15 years old. And I decided to have another child. So I asked my friend if he would like to have a child with me, and he agreed. So I got pregnant, and I was so happy to have another kid because I love children. The father of my kid moved to Reno. I was 6 months pregnant already. So I decided to stay in California until I get my baby born. The father was there when my baby born, but he moved to Reno, to Sparks, to make it more close. So I left, when I had my baby was 6 months. At that time was a baby girl. And I was so excited because I was thinking I'm going to do the quinceañera for my little girl because I really enjoy quinceañeras, right? So when I moved to Reno, Nevada in 2005, I have this little girl, beautiful girl, blue eyes, very cute face, very happy. And then at that time, I started before I was working in the church, and I said, I need to find something to do here in Reno. So I find the Progressive Alliance Leadership of Nevada, and I was volunteer. And I volunteered for so long, and one day, my little girl, as we were praying, I told her, you can pray anything to Jesus, he will help you. And she said, Mom, I like to have a penis. I'm like, oh, I don't think that's going to be happening. So at that time, my daughter was already going to UNR, going a student, and my little girl goes to the daddy the weekends, and I told my daughter, Shirley, you need to stop everything you're doing on next Sunday, and we're going to search about what is a little girl asking for a penis. I don't know what is that. So we were lucky enough to find Jazz little show she has with Tyra show in the internet. We watched all the shows, and we found out that my little girl was a transgender. A new word for me. What is transgender? Wow. So at that time, Shirley, my daughter, and I, we make the decision we should help this little kid right now. My little kid was 4.5. Or we wait until this kid is 18 and is maybe confused. So the more we think about, we say, we need to do it now, and we need to be strong, and we're going to learn our way. And we did. So thank you for my daughter Shirley. You're listening to this right now. We were so brave. I'm going to tell you, I lost 75% of my friends. I changed the community. You know, I was a director of religious education for 10 years. And I really stopped. I'm still Catholic. But I still go into church with my little, now boy, at that time was Jesse. Because people start questioning me and nagging me and following me. So I said, you know, I'm still Catholic. I still believe in my church. And then, you know, I feel weird today. I feel like I'm the pastor. In my church, girls don't speak the sermon. I feel like I'm the sermon person right now. So thank you for letting me be here. Okay, my little girl become a boy. And this October, the 20th, Christian is going to be 18. And Christian is so happy child. Last 2 months, we have a theater play they call LGBT play, was bilingual. And I almost forced my kid to act. Oh my goodness, he was fantastic. I can share the video to you guys. I was going to share today, but I'm not very good with technology. So I'm going to tell you my son right now. He plays basketball. He plays football. And you know what? I stopped going to quinceañeras because he will never have a quinceañera. But guess what? He's been a chambelán for quinceañeras. Means he's the boy who helps the quinceañeras in the party. So every weekend he goes to quinceañeras and dance cha-cha-cha with the quinceañeras. So it's like, the idea is this. My life has not been easy to be a transparent. And just, I was so happy, you know my introduction, that I've been doing so much for immigration. So I apply all my learning for immigrants for my transgender people. So I'm the mother of I'm the transparent, the mother of transgender. And actually in this church particular, I remember seeing a big view about documentary about transgender. And we started Transgender Alliance Group just right here, and also we plan. So right now, my son is happy. According to him, he's never been bullied. He never wants to have a societal talks. He's fine. I'm the one who's been bullied. I'm being strong. One day, I was in my house. I went to Carson City to fight for immigration for the driver's license. I got a phone call for the CPA office. You know, the ladies who work when you're a bad parent? They called me and they told me that I leave my child alone in my house. I'm like, what's going on? My child is with my neighbor. But I forgot to tell my neighbor that his legal name was Jessica instead of Christian. So my neighbor never knew my son was a transgender and has a different legal name. So I came home and I got arrested. I was in jail for 36 hours. The whole community sent letters and I got released on Saturday. They told me that I abused my little girl to become a boy. That's how I got in jail myself. So, when I was in jail, I was like reading books. I never read a book in English in my whole life. In 36 hours, I got to do something there, So I realized that I was so happy that I was not trans. I can be in a jail in the gender that I belong, And so many things happened to me, for being the parents of Christian. One day, I was in my house watching TV, news, whatever, and my neighbor called me and she told me, Elvira, there's 20 kids going to kill your son right now. Go down and see what's going on. So I went downstairs and this kid has a bar to kid Christian. And I just sweet talk the kid, take the thing out of his hand. And from that day, I keep my son inside of the house, and then we joined Boys and Girls Club. That the Boys and Girls Club just saved my son's life because after school goes to there, so I never took the side of my son. My son never paid, he didn't notice, you know. So always have his back. And you know what? He's happy. He's himself. He works out. The other day, he told me he went to the gym and he lifted up 225 pounds. He's a very strong guy. So he's happy. So I feel right now here with you guys that you understand me, that you accept me, that you accept my son. I feel at home here. I don't feel at home in my own church yet, but I'm trying to kind of talk. And actually, on December, I went to Europe to kind of talk to the Pope. But I guess it's a lot of paperwork I miss doing. You need to fax the Pope something. I don't use fax. I don't have a fax machine. So probably I need to go back again to try it. I hope that one day this history that I have will be history and everybody will be happy with their own skin. And my lesson today is never put people in a box. Human beings, we're so different. It's I try to take Sundays to learn about LGBTQ, more letters of the alphabet, because we're all different. We even can change. I have one friend that she tells me that one day she feels like she, the other day he feels like he. So we just need to accept people as they are and not judge people. Like in the beginning of this today, they said we're all welcome. Same thing with people who are immigrants. Like I'm immigrant, I have this big accent talking to you guys. I don't feel nervous, I feel at home. I feel loved by you guys. And I feel so happy, Gigi, for talking to me, let me do this. Bob Fukerson is the one who said, Elvira, I can talk, so I'm here. But it's not been easy. So if you have a parent that you notice that your son is going to change the gender, or has something and you need to talk to someone, I'm right here for you. It is not easy, you need to be open. But I was more concerned before. Now I'm very happy because my son is very happy. The only concern I have is sometimes people, some people kill trans people. And then other thing, in another states, for example, I think it's Texas, if I was like me, I would go back in jail again. So if they put me in jail, let me tell you, I'm not afraid. I will train all the jail people to be open about trans people, so don't worry. They will kick me out of jail if they put me in jail. So the thing is, as a parent, you want to raise your kid the best. And of course, if you are a parent or you are a grandparent, I think I see a bunch of grandparents here. If you are, teach your grandkids to love, to be open, to accept, to be themselves. If you like to be married, go ahead, marry. If you want to be single, go ahead, be single. I mean, life is not like in a box. I think God created so beautiful to all of us that we can be our best. And yes, we need to love our kids the way they are. And their kids will train you everything. Let me tell you, my kids teach me all this technology thing. Now I'm a millennial, otherwise I cannot do my job. I plan, everybody's younger and know this technology. So my message to you guys, whoever is listening to you, just love your kids as they are, and thank you for listening to this transparent lady. I love you, thank you.
Thank you, Elvira. Now, Bill.
We are gentle angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gentle angry people.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, choir. And thank you, Elvira. Wow. So this just came to me. You can let me know later whether it was worth sharing. How many of you are into the outdoors? Quite a few. I don't see any. So, have you ever seen a mountain range where every mountain was the same? Have you ever seen a meadow where all the plants were the same? Forest where every tree was identical? I think nature is trying to tell us something. Okay, so now our announcements. To receive our weekly email and other updates from UUFNN, those of you new to us or online, click on the link to our contact card in the middle of the page. If you need help with Zoom or other support or know of someone who does, or know anyone feeling isolated who may need connection or support, contact Carol Sorensen at office@uufnn.org. Please stay online to join our informal virtual coffee hour. You'll see an invitation appear on your screen to join a breakout room with groups of 8 to 10 people. If during coffee hour you need help, please press the help button in your breakout room. The grief group will be meeting again Monday online at 5 o'clock, led virtually by our intrepid J.J. Lee. You sure you should be doing this? I imagine she got permission from her wife, so it must be okay. Best for last, party time. Our send-off for Kristen is next Sunday, June 19th, right after the service. We'll be featuring both live and stream tributes, followed by a light lunch outside on the patio. Please make a reservation for lunch so we know how many to prepare for. And David asked me to repeat that line. Make a reservation so we don't run out of food. And today's the last day. All right, you guys got to cope with this pressure now. But you got till midnight, okay? You can do this. And, all right, you can only do this in you actually have two things going at the same time. Bring a flower to include in a special bouquet for her. We are very proud of Christian's journey in becoming a UU minister. Are we not? And we send her off with our love.
Hard to stand up.
We are justice-seeking people, and we are singing for our
You sound like you're singing for your mom.
We are justice
Let us join together again in our traditional gesture, hand to heart outreach, as we end today's service with a poem from Rumi. In our gathering, one candle lights hundreds. We will light your path and give you courage, so you will open like a flower and join in our joyous laughter. Plant the seed of truth and watch it grow. When it spreads its branches, come with us and sit under the blossoms. Your eyes will open to the secret of truth. May it be so. Namaste.
Gonna keep on moving forward.
This is the postlude.
Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back.
One.
Gonna keep on singing forward. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back.
Never turning back.
Gonna reach across the border.
Reach across the borders. Reach across our borders.
Reach across the border. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep our road together. Change the world together. Change the world together. Never turning back.
Never turning back.
Gonna weave our lives in rainbow
Thread. We are lights with rainbow threads. We are lights with rainbow threads. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Never turning back. Never turning back. Thank you.